Hello, Bonita Bay Club members. I'm EJ McDonald, your Director of Golf, and I'm here today once again with Hal Akins, our Director of Golf Course Operations. Hal, we just wanted to get together and give an update to the members on the different course conditions we're seeing around the West property and on the Naples property, and just kind of bring everybody up to speed on what you're doing to kind of get it to where you want to see it.
Yeah, well, Milton, although it wasn't as bad as Ian, certainly had its impact, and it was negative, of course, and it set us back. The stronger greens did well. We did have some storm surge out on Bay Island. I think everyone knows that that basically 8, 9, 10, 11, those holes were impacted quite a bit.
12th green.
12th green on Marsh as well. The green on Marsh as well. The 12th fairway, 12th or 13th fairway on Marsh as well. So we did some, footage with the drone back then, and I think we're gonna try to show our members what it was like after. And then I guess it's been almost 5 weeks now.
Yeah, Jonathan will pop some of that stuff in there for us.
Yeah, and so we'll take some more drone footage and show the members how much we've progressed since that. So it's a shame. Our members, they come to expect really good conditions, which they should. I mean, they pay a lot to be members here, and gosh, they take so much pride in their golf courses, and so do we. I mean, it's tough, I mean, you want to be the best, and
yeah. Well, I know we strive to do that every day, and every area of every operation here at the club, and we see each other enough, and we talk each other enough, and I know that you're frustrated because you want perfection, and that's what you guys strive for, and that's what we usually expect, and that's what we feel the members deserve on a daily basis. So I always sense your frustration of when things don't get going, and you look at the areas that are thin and not moving, and it does get frustrating. And I know you guys are doing everything in your control to get everything just right where it needs to be.
Well, if this was an isolated incident, you deal with it and go on. I mean, we will, but I mean, we've had the last couple of years, it's just been like a roller coaster ride, and we were hoping that at the end of this summer we'd kind of be on a good position, so going into this fall everything was going to be good, and we thought we were. And then here at the end of this really wet summer, then we had these 2 hurricanes that didn't help us, so that set us back. The grass is growing now. It finally is. It sat there for like 3 weeks and wouldn't do anything. It got chlorotic. What was different about this hurricane than the ones that I've experienced in the past, all the rain was at the beginning, and then it stopped, but the wind just continued to blow, and it just pushed that salt mist across all the golf courses, and even out east. I mean, like all the cypress trees were just fried from the salt, so but we are growing now, and we are making progress. I'd say over here the Creekside greens struggled the worst, but they were the weakest. That we were scheduled to rebuild those 2 years ago, and for a lot of different reasons we weren't able to. So hopefully that's going to rectify itself this summer. So, but those greens are coming, but they're not good. I know that.
Well, we see them every day. We know they're not good, and like we said, you guys strive every day to give perfect playing conditions to the members. And as we're standing out here on the short game practice area, and on these greens that are newer, 2019, they're great.
Yep.
And they're under the same practices that the Creekside golf course greens are. Same cut of height, same applications of fertilizers, growth retardants, stuff like that. So, it's not an excuse or anything. It's just that you can tell the newer greens handled everything better. And, I think I can see a little bit of a difference in the Creekside greens, not like you can, but, just kind of where you don't have a crystal ball, right? You can't predict the weather or stuff like that. But in your gut, where do you think we can get those, for the season compared to,
Well, I mean,
and I know you want to say 100% of the greens at 100% of where I want them, running 13 every day, stuff like that.
I would never promise something that I that I couldn't actually follow through with. But you know, I think we'll get them back to where they're respectable. There are going to be some large portions that don't have a lot of grass in them that we're going to have to, if we're going to get them back to being presentable, then we'll have to patch those. I mean, we don't have enough time. You know, time is not on our side today.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're going into the coldest part of the year. We're really fortunate to have some good weather over the next 10 days. They've made, like I said, they just started growing like 2 weeks ago. I would say last Monday, I really started to see a change in them. Like you could tell, like when the grass is green and it's happy and healthy, and they weren't before. And so now they are, and they are filling in. But again, you know, it takes time, you know. So, but I we'll get them. They'll definitely be a lot better than they are today. I mean, there's no question about that.
Yeah.
You know, and we're gonna make them as good as we can. You know, at some point you just have to go with what you got, and we'll make it as fast as we can and as playable as we can. And but I think they'll be pretty decent.
Yeah, I think that if we can keep up the warm trend and the above average temperature, that's going to definitely help.
Let's hope for a good winter.
Yeah. So let's move on out to the Naples Club. Obviously, we're going to open up the Sable Golf Course on the 3rd. It's looking really good out there. You know, our target date was, you know, the 20th, but they kind of took a step back, you know, after the hurricane without any water and stuff, and just want to give them a couple weeks to kind of puff back up before you start putting the growth regulator on them and start putting some heavy stress on them. And they're looking good. That whole golf course looks really good out there. It's kind of like I don't even want to see a divot coming out of those fairways. They look so pure. I mean, that place just looks good right now.
It's so gorgeous. I mean, and I'm biased, of course, but it is so pretty. I think the members are going to love it. You know, when the wind is blowing 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, it doesn't take long to bring all that salt water and mist all the way out there. You know, it's only, what, 6 or 7 miles in a straight line, maybe? Something like that, less than 10 probably. So anyway, you know, the cypress greens were pretty healthy. So, and then the sable greens were getting there, but they just kind of took a step back. They just kind of stopped growing after the hurricane. So we needed to kind of get them moving again, but they are, and they look good. They'll be decent when we open, and then they're going to be, obviously they'll get much better. Like we talked about the other day, it's kind of like after you open up after a closure.
Yeah.
In the summer, you know, they always, you know, get better just as the weeks go by, you know, and so they're not far from being really good right now. So we're going to start putting some growth regulator on them this week, and that always helps to get them tightened up a little bit, and we'll be going at a fairly heavy rate for this time of year by the time we open on the 3rd.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Like we said, the 2-week delay, you know, from our target date of the 20th wasn't an emergency situation. It was just, hey, let's get this place really, really good, really healthy, because we know the members are really excited to play, and it's going to take on a lot of traffic. So let's just get it to where it needs to be, and really looking forward to that day and having 5 golf courses, and here shortly 2 clubhouses, which will be great, 3 driving ranges. The
clubhouse is coming along well.
Looking forward to a great season. So anyway, Hal, thanks for your time. I know you guys are working your tails off, and if anybody's going to get everything back to where it needs to be, it's you. If we get a little help from Mother Nature, and it's just going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, well, we're progressing, and we're definitely making a lot of progress. So, you know, we'll get there.
Okay. All right. Well, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact myself or Hal at any time.
Take care.